back to another series of sessions of understanding and learning with Dr. Anu Sidhu, who is a certified and licensed AP chemistry teacher. Today we have a new topic, a very interesting one that Dr. Anu Sidhu is going to share with us. So Dr. Sidhu, how are you today?
Hello, Komal. I am very much fine. Thank you. Thanks for this introduction.
So, Dr. Sidhu, what is the new topic that we are going to share with our audience today?
So, it is a very interesting topic today I've come up with, and that is about the measurements and calculations. Because we know that measurements and calculations are very, very important in our day-to-day life.
Okay, so when we talk about measurements, so what is measurement and why is it so important in our daily lives?
Yes, very good question. So, measurement, what we mean by measurement? That is a very important question. As we all know that in a scientific process, the first step is about the observation. We observe something and then we do the experiments and then we do the calculations. So observations, that is the first important thing in scientific process. Observations are of two types. It can be qualitative, like quality. Like for example, I say this cup is white in color. So this is the color of that cup is white. So it is a qualitative observation. And the second type of observation is quantitative observation. Like for example, if I say the length of this pen is like 2 centimeters. So this centimeters, no, this is 2 centimeters. So that is, it's the length I am measuring. So that is known as the quantitative. So the quantitative observation is called the measurement. And why the measurements are very important in our day-to-day life. So let's discuss about this. Like, for example, we fill our cars with gasoline and we pay for that. So it means that the gas stations, they have the proper devices to measure the amount of gasoline, which is measured in gallons, right? Similarly, the efficiency of the car engines, it is measured by the proper amount of the oxygen in the exhaust gases, and it is the measurement of the, I can say it is the pressure of those, that oxygen in the exhaust gases and the pressure of the lubricating oil. So that measurement is very, very much important to know the efficiency of the car engines. And these days, you know, we have those contraction, that system in the cars. So these cars are designed, they are having the very important sophisticated devices to measure the contraction of the and the rotation of the wheels of the cars. So you see, the measurements, they are very, very important. And along with the measurement, so the measurement has two parts, number and unit. So unit is kind of a scale which we use to measure. Like, for example, if your friend tells you that I saw a bug 5 long, this statement as such is very meaningless. Like 5 long means what, right? A bug can be like 5 millimeter long. It means it's such a small bug. Nothing to be, you know, fearful about that. It can be 5 centimeter long, right? So it is means the bug is bigger in size. If it is, it says it, so it means the centimeter and the millimeters, they tell us about the length of that particular bug, right? So to cut the story short, what I want to tell you is that in measurement, both number and units, both are important. And along with that, in science, actually, we measure the, because we have large numbers, so we try to report our answers in scientific notation as well. So all these things are very important part of the measurement about reporting the answers in scientific notation.
So yes, I think we have to be more accurate about our readings while doing any experiment.
Yes.
You just talk about scientific notations. Would you please elaborate what is scientific notation?
Yes. So scientific notation is that to show how small or how large a number can be expressed. And it is expressed by doing the product of a number between 1 to 10 and multiplied by the 10 raised to some power. Like, for example, I'm going to give one example here. Like, can you see this part? Like, this is scientific notation. I have given 5 examples here, like 125. 125 in scientific form can be written as 1.25 multiplied by 10 to the power of 2. So you see on the left hand side, there is just one digit, which is 1. Similarly, in the second example, we have 1700. So 1700 in scientific notation can be written as 1.7 into 10 to the power of 3. So again, there is just one digit towards the left side of the decimal point. So the third point we have is 93 and then 000. So it can be written as like 9.3 into 10 to the power of 7. So there is just one digit towards the left side of the decimal point. And the last, this example is 0.000167. So you see that is 1.67 into 10 to the power of -4, right? So this is a very small number. And the last example is 0.089. So the scientific notation is 8.9 into 10 to the power of -2. So this is the way actually we are supposed to report our answers, our calculations in scientific notation, where the number towards the left side of the decimal point is in between 1 to 10, 1 to 9, and then it is multiplied by 10 raised to some power.
Okay, that's very interesting. Okay, so we talk about measurements and we talk about scientific notations. And what are units?
Yes, as I told you, that measurement is meaningless if it is not having any unit. And I gave that example of that 5 long bug, right? Yeah. So units are very important. So unit is kind of a standard scale which we need to understand about the measurement. You know, in early time during the civilizations, you know, what was that the farmers, like for example, farmers, they used to trade their grain with the gold of a miner, right? So it means when a farmer has to trade the his grain with the gold of a miner, they both need to have some perfect unit. They need to have some unit for that, right? Yeah. So similarly, in science, in this modern world, we depend upon the units. We have some proper units for the measurement. In whole of this world, units, they have 2 categories. So that is English system and metric system. So here it is, like for example, look, this is the units, and there are 2 categories, English system and metric. English system is used in United States. Like we have for volume, we have gallons. For distance, we use our distance in miles here. And in the rest of the part of the world, this system is the metric system. So this system is used in most of the industrialized like countries here, right? So, but in 1960, there was a conference which was held, and that is an international agreement which occurred. So because that was an international agreement which occurred, and they decided about some international units. So those are known as the standard international units, and we call them like standard international means SI units. So we have 7 SI units, like system international units. So they're very, very important in chemistry and in physics. So these are the 7 the SI units. We have mass, length, time, temperature, and then amount of substance. And then we have electric current, and last part is the luminous intensity. You see, for the mass, what are the abbreviations for the mass? Like for example, for the mass, it is M. For length, it is always the lowercase l, right? For amount of substance, it is N. For current, it is I. And for those, the units are, like for mass, it is kilograms. For length, it is meters. For time, it is seconds. For temperature, it is Kelvin. For amount of substance, it is moles. And for electric current, that is ampere. And for luminous intensity, that is candela. So these are the standard international units. We like these are used in all this whole of the world. We are using these units. And last but not the least, we need to know how to convert the metric units in English system and vice versa.
Okay, so Dr. Sidhu, anything special you want to share with our viewers or any questions today?
Yes. So, very important discussion I want to do today, that how important it is to do the conversions of the unit. And I will give two very important examples just to stress on this part, that really it is very important to do the conversions of the units while doing the measurement. So, like, what, if you talk to NASA people, just ask any one of the NASA people how important it is to do the conversions of the unit. You know what they will say? They will say very important. It is very important. Because in 1900, I'm going to share this news with you. In 1999, you see, NASA lost $125 million, in climate orbiter because of failure to convert the English system of units into the metric system of units. So yeah, so it is very, very important to cut. I'm not going into the details of that part, but it is really very important to do the conversions of the unit. And there was a second, so I think sometimes, it is kind of a life and death situation can occur if we forget to change the units of the measurement. Like, for example, in 1900, there is a news here in 1983, you see, Canadian jetliner ran out of fuel when someone pumped 22300 pounds of a fuel into aircraft instead of 22300 kilograms, because kilogram is the larger unit. But someone told that, okay, you have to just fill 22300 this gasoline there. So whether that was in kilograms or whether that was in gallon, so they got confused. So they ran they ran out of fuel. So it is very dangerous. So remember one thing, it is very important to watch your units.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sidhu, for sharing this valuable information. I hope our viewers are getting a benefit from these sessions. So that was all for today. We are going to be having these sessions, continuing with these sessions as well. So please like and subscribe Dr. Sidhu's Academy on YouTube. This is your host, Komal, signing off.